And take 3. Sometimes I get a little mush mouthy and I'm just going to cut it off and start over. So at any rate, this is Eric and I am back with a contest entry for Andy's Vinyl Den. First of all, Andy, I really love your channel. I dig all the stuff you show, even stuff I'm not familiar with or that really aren't in my wheelhouse. I'm happy to see somebody talk about things enthusiastically. Things like Blues Traveler. I'm not really much of a Blues Traveler fan. That whole jam band thing doesn't really do much for me. But hey, fun fact, one of their harmonica players went to my high school. So at any rate, your contest was to show 7 records that related to the 7 deadly sins, or talk about them, because there's 2 that really, if you follow the rules, you don't really have to show. So the first one was Pride. Something you're prideful of. And I'm showing 7 inches. I don't remember if I said that or not. This one's special to me because my brother took the photo that was used. Let me see if I can get this right side up. My brother took that photo. This is the Adam West Helicopters split 7-inch of Thor's hammer. Helicopters were in R, because they are kind of back together now, a 70s style hard rock band. If you like AC/DC, big influence on them. If you like the Misfits, if you like Black Sabbath, if you like Kiss, all of that stuff, you're going to find something to like in the Helicopters. Same thing with Adam West. Adam West definitely had more of a Danzig vocals fronting AC/DC or Black Sabbath, something like that. But I was friendly with both bands. My brother was more friendly with both bands, and he was always taking photos at their shows, and he got this one. So they put it on the 7-inch. And this is a great 7-inch. If you're looking for an introduction to Adam West especially, yeah, thanks. I got a notification. Adam West especially, Thor's Hammer is a great song. They do, Adam West does Thor's Hammer and Fairy Tale. Helicopters do I Get a Sensation and Boney Maroney. If I recall correctly, Fairy Tale is a helicopter song, and yes, and I Get a Sensation is the Adam West song, so they cover each other in here. Anyways, great 7-inch. All right. The next one is, I'm reaching down to get these, Greed, an album, in this case 7-inch, I wouldn't part with. This one is the Parasites, Paramania, and it is on lovely, and I know I'm touching the edges of the records, green vinyl. The reason I wouldn't part with this is because this 7-inch contains a cover of a song called Die Trying by the band New Math, who I am a huge fan of and who I'm friends with. And the bass player for New Math actually gave me this 7-inch. He wrote the song. The Parasites tracked him down probably a decade later wanting to cover it, and they sent him a 7-inch copy of it, and he gave it to me. So I will never part with this because of that chain of custody and because it was a special gift from somebody that I'm really good friends with, that I miss talking to. I haven't talked to him for a while. So, great stuff. Next. And I got these all backwards on now at this point. Lust. So, something you lust after. Obviously, I don't have it if I'm lusting after it. But there is a 7-inch out there, and actually my brother has it. And it's not that it's super expensive. I just really haven't gone out and picked up a copy yet. But it is from this band, Phantasm. And all of you guys that like 90s thrash and metal and doom metal and weird metal, you should check out Phantasm. This is a great album. They put out a 7-inch with 2 of the songs on here. I want to say Sewn Back to Life and Gutsucker. I don't remember offhand. But cool stuff. I don't listen to this as much as I should. Usually around December or October, I like to pull this out. But I would love to get that 7-inch. All right. Envy, a band you would like to be a member of. Well, I tried playing different instruments growing up. I tried trumpet. I tried baritone. I tried French horn, and none of that stuff was for me. Later on in life, I did screw around a little bit with a bass guitar. Still not for me. So the only chance I would have to be in a band is to be a producer or to work with them in some capacity. And I actually did that a little bit with a band. Maybe I'll tell that story someday. Didn't end well. I wasn't really the right person for them. And yeah, there was a lot of things. At any rate, I would love to have worked with the Laundrettes, picking out music for them to cover. They're not a cover band, but they're a high-energy garage rock band from Norway, mainly in the 90s. I think they're still around. I think they're still putting out records. They're part of that group of bands that little Steven has started working with, which I'm glad to see. A lot of these bands, I don't think they were ever going to get their due in the States, mainly because people were focused on other things like the Donnas. And not to denigrate the Donnas for what they did, it was great that, four punk rock girls from California could inspire a bunch of kids in the middle of nowhere. But I preferred the garage rock and punk sounds of the Laundrettes. Great band. This is the Rebel Girl 7-inch, which I really dig. So I would have loved to have worked with them. All right. Speaking of that garage rock scene, or as they called it, I call it high energy rock and roll scene from the Nordic lands. From Finland, this is the Ultra Bimbos, and this is the Gluttony entry. This is the band that I can't get enough of. Love this band, absolutely. Hey, I would love to get an actual copy of their first album. I just have a burned copy because it's so rare. But, finding records from bands from Finland, even these days, can be difficult. This is off of their Bimbo Wizard album, which I consider to be the best record of that decade of the 2000s. Great stuff, great fun stuff. I think this is just black vinyl. Yeah, it's just black vinyl. Absolutely love them. Great stuff. All right. Wrath, an artist I cannot stand. And the reason that this is take 3 is because I started cursing about this artist. So I'm just going to blow right past this with, I can't stand Jack White. I can't stand the White Stripes. He punched a friend of mine so badly the guy had to go to the hospital. It made a lot of news. My friend's not the nicest person in the world, but still shouldn't get sent to the hospital. So moving on, I don't need that. Finally, Sloth, a band I was really into, but now I really don't follow much. This was a band from the 90s that kind of came on the scene putting out a bunch of great 7-inch records. If any of you guys are looking to start collecting some 7-inch records from the 90s, this band is one that you should start looking out for, and that's Man or Astro Man. Great surf rock, garage rock stuff. This is their Mission to Chaos 7-inch. They do, I'm trying to remember if they do any, some of these they did covers of like Goldfinger and that kind of stuff, but mostly this is instrumental and surf music with a fair amount of samples from movies and TV and that kind of thing. So yeah, Mission to Chaos from Man or Astro Man. Good stuff. So that's my entry. Andy, thank you for having this contest. Cool idea. Yeah, don't have anything else to say. Catch you later.